Alrighty. So something I've been noticing is a lot of life's problems are caused by people punching down. And what that means is a boss who has a problem at home, taking it out on their employees. It's the old shit rolls downhill expression. And it's like a trickle down economics of treating people shitty. Um, And I think it should be the opposite way around. I don't think people should treat people shitty, but I think people should be punching up. They should be holding their superiors accountable. And people that are lazy and abusing their positions or using it to bully, harass, whether it's physical harassment, bullying, sexual harassment, shouldn't be there. And I think a lot of it's nepotism, institutionalized. It goes generation to generation. There's a lot of generational wealth that goes into it. I don't want to sound overly political with this, but it's just people being assholes. And there becomes a point in the office politics, in the cool table at high school, at whatever it is, where if someone's left out long enough, they start to get sick, they start to isolate, and they can't get back into it. If this person comes from a broken home, if they have I was going to say drug habit, but I mean that comes much later on. Mental health is something that happens first. They're not going to be getting back in, and they become so sick. I've seen people who are homeless with hunchbacks because they're walking around all day with a backpack on, just a death march, getting bossed around. You can't be here, can't be here, so they're walking just in circles, nowhere, and they're basically crippled. And you look in primates, with the grooming patterns. If a primate is to be groomed, it has to have social status, it has to have some kind of popularity. Groomed meaning pick the insects off, and that's how they do their hierarchy. And if no one wants to do it for a primate, the bugs will kill them eventually. You see that with homeless people. Like, it gets to the point where someone wearing a diaper with a hunchback, they're on the last of their days. It's a silent genocide almost. I don't know what can be done to really help it, because even in the example I just gave, primates, like, what can a primate do to stop that? I mean, it could be very deeply engraved and ingrained in who we evolved to be. But we have a level of consciousness I don't think our ancestors in the primate kingdom do have. And I think Christianity in its root form is a good ideology. It's been perverted. It's been used to oppress as well. But I believe the root ideology is good. And I think if people truly understand and are conscious in the moment, and they're willing to help someone, and not to be naive, not to be taken advantage of, if someone is hostile to you, to do tit for tat, but to give people second chances and not to punch down. It's very easy to get shit on by your boss, and then if you have an underling under you, to shit on them. Or if a homeless person comes in and you're like, oh, this is a freeloader, and then shit on them. It's very easy to do that. And just, if you stop doing that, you're going against the grain. Other people will see it, and that's where haters come into it as well. Because haters don't like seeing somebody lighten their heart. A hater wants to see another person be as miserable and full of hate as them. And there is there is something to being free and standing alone and being an individual. And I think paradoxically we need more of that, but we also need more social systems to enforce it, not less. And also I think not from a government standpoint, but a community standpoint is where it'll all start, because I think people are looking for simple solutions, and to get in a government that agrees with you is a simple solution. And I think that's why people are disappointed again and again, is it's more than that. You have to change on a spiritual level. And if you change on a spiritual level and everyone surrounding you is sick and they don't understand and they don't get it, and they're still doing these status games and dropping hints that they're better than you at things. I mean, to have a conversation with someone and something comes up and you can drop a hint that, oh, I'm actually better at this than you and la la la, and then choosing not to say that and then just to listen to the person and their experience, there's something very wholesome about that. There's something humble about it, where you're always learning. I don't see a lot of that going on at the place that I work, unfortunately. I think the coworkers are luddy-duh, stuck in high school. I think that's unfortunate. I think there's a lot of people who only live in their ego, and they only want to prove that they're better than you, better than whoever. And they see somebody happy with less than them, and that'll really annoy them. If you're making less money and you're happy, they will hate you so much. If you've had the same experiences at them, but you've came to a different conclusion, a more compassionate conclusion, they will hate you so much. If you choose to opt out on bullying the office whipping boy, they will hate you. They'll make you the new whipping boy. So you have to fake it till you make it. You have to be a good person faking it to be fake being a shit person until you actually become a shit person, and that's how you get ahead. And that's how our workplaces are functioning right now. At least mine. That's my experience. And it's a negative one. And I'm considering being a tattletale and going to my boss's boss about some of this. But I think that'll just make it worse. I don't know. But yeah, that's my ramble. It's something I've noticed. It's as old as time itself. I don't think there's much new that I've said in that, but it's basically just treat each other a bit better. But I don't know if people are ever gonna understand that, because everyone has the bully and the victim in them. And I think when somebody hears this, they're like, oh, that's so true, I do care about people, I'm one of the good ones. But then you kind of look and you're saying, nah, you've done this, this, and this. And if you can't be honest about the negatives that you've done, you can't be so sure of the positives that you've done either. Anyways, we're coming up on about 10 minutes on this video. This is another one that I'm just rambling about, and hopefully it catches someone's ear and they enjoy listening to it. So thanks for coming to my channel, and like and subscribe. I'm posting some poetry on the community tab, and everyone have a good evening.